going, guys? It's your girl, Vanessa Cabrera here, and I am super stoked to see you guys. It's been a minute since I've gone live, and so I just wanted to see how you guys are doing, what's going on with you guys. If you guys are watching live, absolutely drop a comment so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. But I'm not going to be talking to myself today. It's one of my favorite things to do to come on live and have a brand new live case study with one of my clients. I love it so much, and basically because she's going to do all the work. I told Felicia, I was like, girl, I love this. I don't even have to worry about content or any of that. I'm just going to let you shine and you and I just have a fun conversation. So if you guys are live with me, I see I have two people. If you guys can just do me a favor and drop a comment so I know Techie is with us. Ecamm has had a couple updates. Ecamm is a tool I use to go live. And so they've had a couple updates, and Lord only knows what happens when you have updates, right? So there it is. What's up, Monica? Thank you so much, lady. I see you, girl. I see you. Thank you, girl. All right, so like I said, super hyped for today's live stream. So we're doing a case study on one of my past clients who became an implementer, and we're just going to talk about what went down, right? I have all these questions. You guys are all curious about the implementer of the program. What is it? What exactly is it? All of a sudden, you guys know I talk about it all the time, and then bam, I have these live case studies, and they're like, okay, how did she sell out her program? How did she launch her membership? How, right? Well, today we're going to talk about it, right? So here's the thing. Basically, the implementer is my signature consulting program, right? It is where you and I throw down one-on-one privately, right? And I help you get you out of your own way, right? The majority of what we want for our business, the results that we want for our business, how we want to live our lives, right? It's basically what's holding us back is us, right? So everyone's like, Vanessa, give it to me, girl. Just give me the social media strategy. I'm ready to go, right? Just give it to me and I'm off to the races, right? Well, here's the thing. I can give you strategies all damn day, which is what I do. You guys see my content, right? Drop nuggets here, there, my live streams, within my group, all that stuff. But you're the one who's got to show up, right? You're the one who's got to show up, okay? And there's many different ways on how I help my clients, as we say, get there, right? Like, how do we get there? Like, how are all these people getting all these results? Vanessa, let me know, right? And so that's exactly what we're going to talk about today with my former clients. You guys get a little bit of better idea of what the implementer is all about. The other thing I'd say is that, it's not a cookie cutter program. I've said this before, right? It's not like step one, step two, right? It's an experience, right? I'm not push you guys, right? I push my clients out of their comfort zone lovingly, right? Although Felicia may disagree with me, but I push you guys out of your comfort zones because what it is that you really want is on the other side of fear, right? And it takes work to face those fears, right? Day in and day out, that's what I absolutely work on 100% now, is working on my mindset first before I even go live, before I even sit down and write that email, before I even do a post, whatever the case may be, right? And so we're going to get into all of that. What's up, Edie? Edie Thomas Clark in the house, Miss YouTube, and video producer herself. Thank you so much, Edie. It's been a while. Edie, you're never on Facebook. Oh my God, girl. I'm so excited to see you. All right, guys. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my badass guest and client, Miss Felicia.
Hello.
Now, how do
Hi,
you pronounce your last
guys.
name? How do you pronounce your last name?
Denani.
Denani. Okay. Denani.
It looks scarier than it is. Yeah. It's
What's up, Denani? Super psyched to have you here. So really quickly, why don't you introduce yourself to our friends here?
yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and be with your group of people, your tribe. My name is Felicia Denani. I am the founder of Spark Soul, which is a virtual personal development community of healers, coaches, therapists of all kinds, and really bringing them together in a network approach focused on growth and really giving access to different types of healing for the global community. So I'm excited to be here. I am a entrepreneur at heart. I've had other businesses. I also run a preschool. I'm a single mom. So busy gal.
You guys got all that? Did you get all
Yes.
that? Okay. So, in other words, she's busy. Okay. She is busy. She's a single mama, an entrepreneur. She works with preschoolers, all the things, right? So, Felicia, you and I met when I believe you and I spoke at a summit, right? You were also
That's
a
right.
speaker. Yeah,
Yep.
that our girl
Yeah.
Quinn, shout out to Quinn if she's ever watching.
Yes.
What's up, girl? This was all you. This is
Yeah,
you
that's right. That's
introduced
how this
us,
happened.
right?
Yep. Sister lady girl.
Yes, sister lady girl in the house. So Quinn had a summit. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it. But it was an incredible summit, and it was towards women entrepreneurs. I think like over 50, right?
Yep. The
Next act.
second act
Second
summit.
act. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's
Yes.
coming. Second act summit. Yes, girl. The second act summit. And it was for women entrepreneurs, professional women, just women in general, like really taking a step back and seeing, okay, I'm, at a certain age, right? But I still want to do shit. And so,
Yep.
what's my second act look like, right? So, Quinn did an amazing job putting that summit together. And Felicia was one of the speakers, as was I. I totally loved her vibe. You closed the summit, right? Like you closed the show, I
I
think.
spoke and then I closed with a yoga meditation session. Yep.
Yes, yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Namaste. Yes.
That's
So then shortly after, Felicia and I just started connecting, right? Of course, as you do, we connected on IG, Facebook, all the things. And then she approached me and was like, okay, girl, I have this thing that I'm working on, right? And so tell them a little bit about, what was it that you were struggling with and what made you approach me to start working together?
Yeah. So Spark Soul was in the works. I was in the development phase and I was ready to really launch it out to the public and start to onboard members or onboard our guides. And the reason I was reaching out because I knew this was the part that was going to be really hard for me. I was excited about the program. I believed in it. But I just knowing myself, this was the work that I was avoiding. I was proficient in social media to a point, but marketing to get clients was a bit new for me. So I vibed with you at the summit and I love the work you do and what you had to say. And so, yeah, I reached out because I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to bring this out into the world. And I don't really know how to go there. I don't know how to even start.
Yeah. And it was interesting when Felicia reached out to me because here's the thing, you just never know, right? And so, like you said, we vibed. I started following you, and I loved your vibe online. Like, if you guys can't feel Felicia's like a ray of sunshine, it's because she is. She's super optimistic, right? Her content mirrors that, and so when I was scrolling through your content on Instagram, on Facebook, I'm like, I really was like, what does she need my help for? Like I feel you, I see you, I see what you're trying to do, right? But then when we spoke, it was very clear. You're like, you can do all the images and communicate very, very well, right? Whatever message you want to drop onto the universe that day. I swear to God, guys, if like I go straight to Felicia, like when I'm waking up, because it's always a ray of sunshine, always optimistic, right? I'm like, if I'm feeling down, I'm like, I got to go check my sunshine. I need something, right? But it's very different dropping motivational quotes, right? Expressing yourself, things like that. versus marketing yourself, right? To
Right.
land
Right.
clients, right? And that's where like the real work was. So I was surprised when you reached out because I'm like, I love her content, right? But then as you and I spoke, and you were like, okay, Vanessa, I have this idea about your membership, and I loved the idea of this membership. I loved it so much. I haven't heard anything really like it up until now. And so I was like, yes, we can definitely do that, right? So Felicia came to me, and so she wanted to launch her um, membership platform. And I say membership platform, y'all, because she is literally building her dream membership, something that she's wished she had, right?
Yep.
Which is what I loved. I was like, I wish, membership had this and that and the other. And as she was talking to me, like she lit up. And this was me. I'm like, yeah, that would be cool, right? Like using my membership dues to, I don't know, run Facebook ads for the membership. Duh. I'm like, all this brilliant stuff. And I'm like, yeah, there's really nothing out it like that. So we started working together, right? I was like, yes, absolutely. I need to work with you, right? Because the world, the universe needs to know that Spark Soul exists, right? So tell people we created we scheduled your kickoff call, right?
Yep.
And we mapped everything out. We mapped out your entire marketing plan, right? According to your business goals, what it is that you wanted, and your
Yep.
persona, y'all. Okay, we are all
Yep.
different human beings, right? So talk to people a little bit about the plan, and then what happened when you actually started implementing it. What went down?
Yeah. So our goal was to onboard 30 guides. And with that, again, this was a platform that was still in the works of being built. So the difficulty was that it was kind of sight unseen. And that was our challenge. Now, secondly, part of most of my marketing, I had been doing still images as well as pre made videos, which
Right.
was working well. But this was really just on my personal platform. When we started marketing, Vanessa's like, we got to do lives. And of course, terrified. Um, I was like, okay. So, uh, again, I was very apprehensive because I think what I was comfortable doing was, and it worked. So I was like, why? Why do we have to do that? But I learned to see that having someone push me out of my comfort zone and push me to where I needed to be to get my shit done to where I wanted to go um, was what I needed. And I will tell you, as much as I've been on social media, I had never done a live, only with someone else who had done it for me on my phone. But me solo, no. And this, Vanessa, you pushed me to do it. And I could see the response because I could see that allowing people to connect with me in that moment, in that space, and be able to talk about this and this program and this platform started to really generate conversation, which was
Right.
something different than I had seen before with my marketing.
Right.
Um, and really giving them pieces of sides of myself that they haven't yet interacted with, which was cool to
Yeah,
see.
I was very surprised when we were talking about live streaming. And for the record, I don't push all my clients to live stream. There's a lot of my clients that don't live stream and are able to land
Okay.
clients with their content, right? So, because that's the first thing that people say, Vanessa, I don't want to go live. Vanessa's going to force me to go live. Jesus, take the wheel, right? And that's not the case. I recommend it, right? Because I know live streaming works, and you connect with your audience in such a different way, right? Because when
Yeah.
you're live, you're live. You can't hide, right? Like I'm hot. I'm sweating right now. I'm hot. I'm always adjusting, right? So when you're live, and if you mess up, you mess up, right? And so I push my clients to live stream because number one, like I said, it connects you with your audience like no other content can, right? They see you nervous. They see you fumbling. They see you umming. They see you scared throughout the whole thing, but yet you're showing up anyways. And I know that it's these different, you know, idiosyncrasies, right? Or like it's the stuff that we mess up, that we're not perfect, that connects us even faster, right?
Yes.
100, they don't give a shit if you're perfect. They don't care. They're just like,
Right.
how can you help me, girl? Right?
Right.
How can you help
Right.
me? And so the
Yeah.
fact that Felicia was open to live streaming, right? First of all, I was surprised that you never live streamed. I was just so shocked because see, we assume all kinds of things, and I assumed that she had just because you see her now and she's bubbly and all this stuff, and I'm like, of course she's gone live, and she's like, girl, I have never
Yeah.
gone live. Please don't make me do this.
I, yeah.
She took to it, and her audience loved her. Right? They started engaging with her, and I just look back. I'm like, mm-hmm,
Yep.
uh-huh, yeah. And so you did it scared, right? So the other thing I wanted to really point out to my audience is this: is like I've always said, it takes courage to get the results that you want. However, for Felicia, what astounded me was that she was all in. She was doing the work. She was doing it scared, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were marketing a membership that wasn't really live yet.
Right.
And that was one of the things that we discussed in the kickoff call. And when she said that, I was like, I even took a step back. No joke. I'm like, okay, how are we going to do this? Like, we have to send them somewhere, right? And so
Right.
she's like, well, I'll have this. We'll do a landing page or something. But still, with the implementer, when you first started, you still didn't really have anything to show them, right?
Right.
But that didn't matter. That so didn't matter. I know in the beginning you struggled a little bit with it because you're like,
Right.
can't show them anything. But like,
Right.
I'm like, just stick with it because how you spoke about Spark Soul in our kickoff call and how you started really showing up excited about it with your content made all the difference in the world, right? And
Right. And
so,
I think that was really that was a game changer for me to look at it like that because I was a firm believer I need to have my website in place and all my marketing material and something to send them after my call and having you tell me, no, you just need to speak about it the way you speak to me about it. And they will see. And when you have that stuff, you send it to them. And it was not this build it and they will come mentality. It was no, do it now and build it at the same time and trust that the right people are going to be a part of it. And that was a really difficult mental shift. But you were correct. As soon as I did that, it allowed me to embrace the idea that this is legit and people want to be a part of this.
yeah. And so let's talk about the people that you started speaking to, like first,
Yeah.
3 weeks. I was like, what?
So, which was really exciting. Once we really launched the campaign, the momentum was going, the consistency was going. I was getting DMs and contacted by coaches and healers from all over the country and all over the world, which was really cool. I had calls from Belgium and Sweden and Germany and coaches and people who were very interested in learning about Spark Soul and what it was all about. And so that, which was my ultimate vision, that was really cool. That I think and getting that interest right off the bat and seeing how the momentum and the program really turned the wheels and made things happen.
Yeah, that was awesome. I remember getting messages
Yeah.
from you, and you're like, girl, someone from Belgium just messaged me. And I'm like, that's so awesome, right? And you're like, and I have someone else from here, from Spain, like all these countries. I was like, holy cow. And so you said in our discovery call or kickoff call, I can't remember, that you wanted a global community. Those were your
Yeah.
words.
Yes.
Those were your words. And
Yeah.
I was like, do you remember when you told me exactly what it was that you wanted? And you're like, no. You're like, no, what did I
It's
say?
true. Yeah. What did I say? That's
And
why
I'm
we
like,
record these things.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what we record on. But I remember vividly, I'm like, you said that this is what you wanted, right? And so that's the first step is, we're all so damn busy. Every single person, right? Like whether you're a single mom or an entrepreneur or a wife or a sister or whatnot, we're just busy in life, right? And one of the things I've learned for myself and now working with my clients and helping them through it is the first step is, really knowing what it is that you want. And that's one
Yeah.
of the things I ask my clients. I'm like, what do you want? And they're like, I don't know, right? So that's when you need to like take a minute, okay? Step away. We need to take a
Yes.
minute, let, our minds breathe, take the time, quiet the world, and be like, okay, what is it that I really want, right? Why am I doing all this, right? And so once you get super clear on that, you're like, okay, this is what I want, right? I want 30 people in this membership. I want it so I can have freedom to be with my daughter. I want it so I can do my own schedule. I want it so, you know, I don't have to ask anyone for permission to take a day off ever, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
So then once you get super clear on that, right, then planning it is the easy part, right? You're like,
Right.
oh, okay, this is how I'm going to get that, right?
Right.
That's how I'm going to get there, right? So I wanted to reiterate that, yeah, guys, she started marketing Spark Soul, this global community now, global community of coaches, healers, whatnot, um, sight unseen. She didn't have, the membership wasn't even up yet, right?
Yeah.
I thought that's really amazing. And I'm like, that's the mindset you got to have when you hit that go live or you're posting, you're sending an email saying, this is what I got. It ain't finished.
Right. It's a
It ain't ready
concept,
yet.
essentially. Yes. Yeah.
I was just floored by how you continued to show up week after week after week, believing in this, working on it, right? Had some hiccups through,
Yeah.
yeah, through it, and then
And
still sticking with it.
And I think what I learned is that it really turned the light on myself because I had to have the most faith in myself to go, can you pull this off? You're telling all these people that this is what you're going to build. Can you build it? And that's where there were moments where I dipped down and I could feel the self-doubt and I
Yeah.
could feel the, oh shit, can I really do this? Like now I'm talking all this game, can I deliver? And there were those moments where I sat back and I got a bit nervous and we talked and you were like, yes you can. Yeah. Yes,
We
you're
could
going
do
to do
this.
this.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
already doing it.
You're already doing it because you do have those moments. And I think that's really also the beauty of this relationship is that even though we can be very certain in ourselves, and I know what I've done in the past, I know my track record. However, we still have those moments of self-doubt
Yeah.
and we still, most of the time, it's ourselves that stand in our own way. But having somebody to come to that goes, yeah, I can see it. You're what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I can see you going through a dip right now. What's happening?
Yeah.
And to be able to talk through that.
Yeah. So I think it was probably week 3 or 4. I can't remember. I could tell. Obviously, she's my client. I could tell from her posts. I'm like, something's up. She's just you're not in it, right? And so I checked in with her. I'm like, what's going on? And you were frustrated because you hadn't landed any members yet, right?
Right. A lot of calls,
A lot of
uh,
calls,
but a lot of, hey, let us know when it's up and come back to us. So
right?
then the doubt started coming.
Right. So I checked in with you, and you're like, yeah, I'm self doubting and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, let's do this, right? I'm like, let's schedule an NLP session, right? Which is very different from a strategy session with me.
Right.
And so, for those of you guys who don't know, I recently became certified in NLP, neuro linguistic programming. And the difference now with that tool, right, that I know is that I now possess the tools where I can help my clients clear out that negative self talk, those self doubts, in a very real, deeper level. You know what I mean? Like it takes more than be like, you can do it. Yeah, I believe you. Like that shit. You know what I mean? Like we'll only get only
Yep.
get you so far, right? And no offense, but that's what like a lot of coaches do. They're just like they're rah-rahs and you're cheerleaders. Well, but the all of us have some sort of self-doubt, right? Negative self-doubt, the shit that we tell ourselves in our head. Can I do this? No one's going to buy. It's not working. Oh my God, I'm in week 6 or 7 of the implementer and I have landed no clients. I've had clients like that too, right? Because it's not a cookie cutter program and it's because you're stuck, right?
Right.
You're stuck in this negative self-doubt. And when you're doubting yourself or you're afraid or that confidence level goes down, right? Because when you start the implementer, it's a kickstart program. So you shoot and you're a hella high vibe, you're confident, you're like, yes, I got this, right? And my clients
Yep.
come out swinging. I love it. I love the first or second week of the implementer. I'm like, look at this bitch. Look at her show up, right?
Yep.
Do you know who I am? I'm Felicia, okay? And this is what I got, right? But does that last 24/7, 365 days out of the year? Hell to
Right.
the no, right? It
Right.
just doesn't. That's just not how life is, right? So
Right.
when I could tell that she was in a slump, I'm like, all right, let's go clean up some shit, right? Let's go clean up some of that negative self talk that I could tell, right? And then we start again.
Right.
Then we start again, right? And then slowly but surely, I think, I don't know what it was. It was, closer to the end of the implementer where then Felicia started getting the memberships coming, right?
Right. Yep. Yep. I think it was towards that end where I think I also adjusted my narrative in my head. And once I did that, then it came out differently as well.
Yeah,
And I people felt that. And so yes, then I started to land clients and people are like, I don't care. I want to be a part of it.
right. Sight
When
unseen.
you're sight
Sight.
unseen, when you're live, I want to be one of the founding members and a part of this. This is amazing.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, and to get though, because really it was about getting the right people. It
yeah,
wasn't just about getting as many members as possible, but getting the right members that have this mindset and that also want to work and grow with this program. So yes, it and we've gotten some incredible healers and coaches and of all different industries, which is great. So we're on our way.
yeah, for sure. Well, while we're talking about like now the members that are now that you now got, why don't you talk a little bit more about Spark Soul and what makes this membership? So, see, look at her. Look at her. Do you see that smile? She's like, okay.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yes. Now let's talk.
She's like, yes, girl, I'm ready. Where's the camera?
I know.
I love it. All right, girl.
Uh,
So hit it.
um, So for me, this was an idea. To tell you a little about my background, I had created and am the founder of Integrative Health Expo that put on for 5 years. That was a successful physical event here in Orlando, Florida. So this idea had come a little bit from that, but also from going through my own personal development and personal growth journey and starting to see the impact that it can make and not just one person or one type of modality, but having different types of modalities in different points of our life. So for me, it was like envisioning this world or this network of healers and coaches that came together in this united and interconnected way that had a common goal. And the goal was global transformation, right? So, um, people that really saw this industry as wanting to help and heal people. And through this growth network approach, everybody had access to the top practitioners and healers in the world. And being able to work with them, knowing that exponential growth of for them was the ultimate goal. And I think in this industry where it's so saturated with coaches, you don't know who's in it for the right reason. So this platform, Spark Soul, is a community of integrative healers. So we're talking about hypnotherapy, um, Reiki, energy healing, psychics, mediums, as well as coaches, therapists that work in all genres and industries for the general public to interact with them, to learn from them. And it can be everything from working one on one or in group sessions with them. There's also their courses. So if they have any online courses available, whether they're free or paid, everybody has access to them. And so the general population and general public, it is going to be a free membership for them. So they're able to be a part of this community at no cost unless they begin to engage. This is really a network for people to find vetted coaches and healers. So you know you're getting the best of the best. You don't have to worry about is this person the right fit, or are they just going to, are they in it for the right reason? They seem legit, but who knows? Because right now it's a world where it's difficult to tell. So, having this space where we can interact and grow together without worrying about if people are in this and doing it from the right heart space. And along with that, there is a private social media group that everybody belongs to that we can interact with, where really the dialogue and the narrative is about personal growth, development, and there is no judgment. It is an open space, everything from business to relationships. Whether we're talking about divorce or we're talking about sex. I mean, whatever it is, this is a safe space of all healing modalities for our own growth and development.
That's awesome. See
Yeah.
how she glows? See how she glows when she's talking about it? Right? I'm like, this is what you have to do on
Yeah.
live, right? This is what they're waiting for. Amazing. Amazing. All right.
Yay.
So she got through. So you guys can see is, everyone's experience within the implementer is their own journey, right? Really, the whole point is how do you get the hell out of your own way, right? To show
Yeah.
up as who you really are. Like, this is the Felicia I saw in private, right? This is how she would talk to me about Spark Soul in private. And she would light up and she'd be like, and we're doing this and we're working on that. And I'm like, this is the coolest thing. And then I would see her on social media and I could tell she was holding back, right? And I'm like, where is she? Right? Like, where is this chick I just like had this, conversation with, right? And so that's the difference. That's really what we worked on, right? Is I'm like, I need you, how you just described Spark Soul, I need you to show up like that online, right? And your
Yeah.
audience has been waiting for you to show up like that as well.
Right.
They were just
And
waiting,
they,
girl, waiting.
and the more I did it, the more clear I got with my message, which I know is something we talked about, which was pivotal as well.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah, for sure. That's one
it,
thing.
it
Yeah, go ahead.
that consistency of having to put content out there and talk about this program helped me get really clear, not just on the program itself, but how I wanted to explain it to people. Because, of course, in my head, it's all super clear, but then I start talking and it gets confusing for some. So, how to start to use the right verbiage to depict what it is this program has was also key for me.
I remember, and that's such a great point. I remember that because it's true. The implementer. There's a reason we call it the implementer. We execute, we act. Right. The time for learning and all that is over, and it's time to show up. Right. And so the other thing why I always say, the cash is in the consistency, right? You hear people say the cash is in the content for sure, but really the more you show up, and just how Felicia just said, is that it forces you to figure out how you want to talk about your product, your services,
Mhm.
whatever it is that you're marketing, right? What can I say today, right? Because you got to show up over and over and over again. And so, yes, obviously, I want my clients to show up confident AF, right? I want them to show up consistently, not only to stay top of mind to their audience, but really the work that they're doing is not perfecting, but like massaging their messaging, getting their messaging right so that they're clear, right? That they're clear on how, they want to talk to their audience. Because if you're kind of like all over the place, I guarantee you your audience is too, right? So the more you talk about your products and services over and over and over again, some of my clients are like, Vanessa, I feel like a parrot. I'm like, I call myself a parrot all the time, a parrot, right? Do you know how sick I am of saying the implementer? Right? I go, but it's a process because then after you're like, oh, this is how I want to say. Either you're saying it live stream or you're flowing in a post or whatever the case may be. And that's really the jewel where they're like, okay, now I understand how to communicate what's in my head about my product, what's in my head, my heart, my soul, whatever about my products and services to the online community. And that's just key. And so I'm so glad that you got that, Felicia, because she was
Yeah.
better and better and more clear on what Spark Soul was. And that's when, and then she's like, I got another client. I got another
Yeah.
client. I got another one. I got another one. And that's just how it happens, right? For sure. Um,
Yeah.
all right, Felicia. So, right quick, if someone were interested in joining Spark Soul, what do they have to do?
Yes. So if you are interested, you can go to sparksoul.com. There is a short form you can fill out. And what that does is it will allow me to contact you, and then we can set up a discovery call essentially to see if you would be a good fit for it.
Awesome.
And really, this is, as I mentioned, for all coaches, healers, counselors, therapists, anyone that is in the personal development space and are able to provide their services in a virtual platform.
Phenomenal. And so much more. Like,
And so much
so
more.
much
Yes.
more
I
that she's
mean,
working on. Yeah.
yes. If you have trainings, if you have products that you're selling, this platform allows everything to be housed under one. We also, the membership dollars are going into paid marketing in all different arenas. So we are actively marketing to drive seekers to the website to find you.
That's genius. That that was one thing that like completely caught my attention when we were talking about this and how we are going to market it is the fact that like you're taking memberships dues, right? Your members dues
Yeah.
and actually using it towards marketing, which I belong to many different memberships. I too have my own membership called the ATM, right? And the fact that Felicia's like, no, you know what? I'm going to take those dues and actually like run ads to like get people to get members their clients, right? And that's the difference that a lot of memberships, I've never even heard of a membership doing that. I'm like, that's genius, right? That's brilliant. So that's amazing.
And
Awesome.
it's about, yeah, building that global community. And really, like I mentioned, it's not about having thousands and thousands of guides or members. It's about having a small selected, hand selected group um, that we then can grow and bring to the global community.
Yeah. That's another thing I loved about it too, Felicia, is that, even though she had a goal of having 30 members pre-launched, right? And you're now you got 5. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
5
correct.
pre-sold. And that's fine. Again, remember, sight unseen. Okay?
Yeah,
Sight unseen. But the fact that her goal isn't to get like a huge membership going where like, she has passive income and it's just coming in. That's just not who
right.
Felicia is and how she rolls. So who she picks for Spark Soul, she has an idea of the global community that she wants to grow. And so that's another reason I wanted to work with you. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, she's okay. I see you. I see you, girl. I feel you. I see you. All right, Felicia. Well, thank you so much for joining me live. I've had an absolute blast working with
Yes.
you, seeing your journey throughout the 2 months that you and I worked together. You really doing the work that it took, showing up again and again and again, asking for help when you needed it, right? That's the other thing, asking for help when you needed it, and we could throw down and be like, okay, what's going on, girl?
Right.
What's up? And you never quit. Like you just never quit. And she also, if I can say, which I'm assuming I can, because you went live and talked about it. right?
Yeah.
We were supposed
Oh,
to
yes.
have, yeah, we were supposed to have our wrap up session or this interview like a couple weeks ago, but we had to reschedule because then Felicia had got COVID.
Yep.
And then like a couple days later, I see her, posting or what. I'm like, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be resting? And she's like, I'm all right. I'm getting through it. I'm like, oh my God, this woman's a beast.
Yeah, it becomes part, and I'm a firm believer, take rest when you need rest.
Yeah,
And but it also was something that was driving me.
yeah,
And the community is not just, it's the community that I've built right now, and that's going to transition into Spark Soul, but continuing that. And that's something that it's become really important to me.
yeah. You got a shout
Yeah.
out from Edie. Edie says, congratulations,
Hi,
Felicia. Yes,
Edie.
guys. Can we give it up for
Oh,
Felicia? Can we all, my Facebook
yes.
fam, replay viewers, give
Thanks for
Felicia some,
joining.
yeah, give Felicia some
Yep.
love because this is no joke, man. She did the work. She absolutely did the work, showed up as who she is, right? Believed in her membership, was still building it while she was marketing it. This was no joke. So I am so unbelievably proud of you, Felicia, for
Thank you.
just doing the work, having fun doing it, through the tears, through the
Yes.
worries, the sleepless nights. Oh my God, what the hell am I doing? All that stuff. And you just never stopped and kept going. And I can't even imagine, what the universe or whatnot, the people that are going to come into your life when Spark Soul is like officially up.
Mm.
And the community, the global community that you're going to bring around the world to help so many people is so needed. And I'm just honored to have worked with you. To
Mm.
be honest with you, I'm like, I just can't believe, she chose me to like build this amazing community. I'm like, me? Oh my God.
No, I'm so thankful for you and you investing your time in me, and your knowledge and trusting me with it, because it's really it's taken me from here to here. There's the camera here.
Where's the camera? Yeah.
Um, yeah, and even though someone who was relatively proficient, I learned so much and really took me places that I realized, man, this is what it takes. And it shed a lot of light for me. I think that's just been the beauty. That's why I am such a big believer in these coaching relationships. And because here's the thing, no matter how good you are, you don't have to go at it alone. I say growth is a team sport, right? We need each other to do it. And so thank you for working with me.
I love it. Growth is a team sport. I love
Yeah.
it. So, so true, man. So, so true. Awesome. Well, I know you have a very busy day ahead
All
of you. So
right.
thank you so
Yes.
much, Felicia, for joining me. I
Thanks for
will,
having me.
yes, absolutely. I will see you online and I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
All right, guys. That's what it takes. Another amazing client of mine. I absolutely fell in love with Felicia. I adore her. I could tell, hopefully, you guys can tell, her passion and what she really wanted to accomplish with Spark Soul in this community and her experience going through the implementer. As I've said before, it's not a cookie cutter program, right? It's really me helping you, me pulling out the badass boss that I see in you, in the beginning, my clients borrow my belief, right? They just don't start out high vibe and confident. I'm like, yes, girl, I'm going to do this, right? This takes work. This takes work. Like I said, the results you want take courage, right? And that's exactly the things that we work on inside of the implementer. So if any of you guys have ever thought about working with me or thought about the implementer program or wanting more information, the easiest way to go about it is either to send me a message. You can just shoot me a message and say, Vanessa, I'm interested. What do I need to get started? The process is super, super simple. I'm going to drop the link both to Spark Soul, Felicia Spark Soul, for those of you guys who are interested in Spark Soul. And I'm also going to drop the link to apply to become an implementer. So there is an application process. You fill out the application so I can get a better sense of where you're at with your business, right? What the struggles are. We then get on a phone call so I can dig a little deeper, so I can see how we vibe, right? If we gel, if we vibe, right? And if I believe that I can help you, and then we can throw down, okay? Yes. All right, guys. I've had an absolute blast with Felicia. I've had a blast hanging out with you guys. I know it has been a minute since I've been live, basically because I decided to take the summer off because I can do that and I don't have to ask anyone to do so. So yeah, I took the summer off besides helping my private clients, my VIP clients like Felicia throughout the summer. But I will be back. I'm working on a couple things. I don't know if you guys saw my photo shoot. I was all J-Lo squad. I've been working on a couple things behind the scenes that I will announce shortly. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you online. Peace.